It's a CAPSLAPS.
Y.O.D, Y.O.D, Y.O.D. I'm the young old dude with the new ology. Leader of the new school, old mentality. Got the loose Twitter fingers. You following me? Yeah. Over your head, got too much knowledge. Graduated in games, season no salting. Outlast today, don't need no nostalgic. I'm over 38, performing like a freshman in college. I'm the youngest old dude you know. Motive with life change, effortless with the flow. Attaboy, oh, you ain't know? This man against time, and this time just had to go. Let me vest 20 pounds of haters and run some more. Steadily getting a lap, I stride around goals. Lost it, I'm found in and winning. How I catch a bunch of L's, I quarterback the beginning. Yelling Y.O.D. Yeah, I'm a young old dude. Learn the rules like a pro, taking students to school. Y.O.D. Up in the gym, dropping mad jewels. Still hungry, stay seasoned, play mad fool. Y.O.D. Stay on my grind, it's that mastermind. Like wine, I get better with time. Y.O.D. Oh, you ain't heard about me. Got everybody in the city saying Y.O.D.
What's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Y.O.D Podcast with Ajahn Ruben. Joined us today, special guest, Extreme Power Gym student, Ruben. Good morning. How was everyone's weekend? Good to go?
Good weekend so far. Starting off the week nice.
That's nice. How about you, Ajahn? Good weekend?
Yeah, great.
Awesome. Got a first round knockout this past Saturday. Any thoughts on the Wilder fight?
Man, he did what he said he was going to do, and I thought Brazil. I can't. I thought he was going to do better. I think he just got caught cold just a little bit, and but somewhere in there, I mean, he rallied back and stuck Deontay, and I don't see fights from a fan's eyes. I see it from a trainer's eye and also other stuff. The trainer fighter, that kind of thing. Very subjective view. He got clipped with something on the way out when he got finished. Wilder felt it, but then the other dude, he was dazed a little bit, and he was so tired that he didn't see what he'd done to Deontay, and so the ref pulled them apart, and they got into a quick exchange, and Deontay grabbed him. Well, when a person grabbed, that's because they're a little dizzy too, just the hair, And what he should have done was just tried to turn up then, because that was his only chance, and he didn't take it. So then the next time, when they were together and the ref pulled them apart, Deontay did it. He was like, "Fuck you!" He stepped right in 1-2, and God damn, oh man, it was so fucked up. There's no way in hell he can come back from that. Like, it was wow. It's like some Mike Tyson shit.
I missed that.
Yeah, you did. But
I didn't get to see the fight.
Fuck, all that in one round, though.
Yeah, that's intense. I know that there's a lot of debate always with his fights, whether if he's actually boxing is super technical or more power. But when it comes to boxing, is there more fear of a hard-hitting opponent versus a more skillful opponent, or it doesn't matter?
No, the heavyweight division, it's always been one of those deals where, just it only takes one punch. Okay, sure, but definitely in the heavyweight division, but all the divisions too, especially I won't say the middleweight and above, some of the welterweight and this and that, depending on the person. You got heavy hands, Excuse me, but if the subjective aspect is a contrast. Who's standing in front of you? Yeah, you can't dispel that, because if the person's a better boxer, but they're mean, they're mind strong, they heart strong, they're like, all right, whatever, and they got masterful defense, your power really don't mean much of anything. You can't hurt something if you ain't hitting it. If you're missing or the glancing shot and this and that, and they wearing you down, nah.
And obviously, the buzz around the fight with Anthony Joshua and all that.
I can't wait to see that.
That's no sign of that dying out. But is there an advantage of Wilder knocking the same guy Joshua fought in 1 round versus 7 rounds that it took for Joshua, or does it not matter?
And yeah, no. The contrast in that is it's still it's a weird dynamic between two people, two personalities, two styles, two mindsets, and this kind of thing. Because Anthony's, in my opinion, he's a master boxer. He's a superior, extreme fucking athlete and talented and high IQ. And I think that his whole thing was he want to box. He ain't trying to kill nobody, this kind of thing. And if he gonna beat you in boxing, great. If it goes nasty, well, if he got to go there, he go there. And that's what the other dude ended up doing. Like he just wanted to box, just get this boxing going. And Deontay had said, and then the other guy, I don't know, I guess it's a promotion thing. And I hope he got paid well because he got fucking blasted for that shit. It wasn't a boxing match at all. It was a straight up street fuck you. I'm walking in and I'm trying to take your damn head off from the start, 100%. And that had a lot to do with the mindset, the intent on both of them. And I mean, Anthony, could Anthony have done the same thing? In my humble professional opinion, hell yeah. But that's not the point, though, you know. And we're talking two different, like, it's like a whole paradigm at that moment. It's not the same. But you know, is Deontay gonna do that to Anthony? I don't see that happening. Nope. Not if Deontay boxes like he did with the guy before. Tyson Fury? Oh, yeah. Need more boxing skills than that. No. Anthony ain't going to lay down. And Anthony ain't that guy he just fought. Like, we're talking a whole different deal. Plus, I think Anthony probably, when him and Deontay do fight, he'll probably bring a little more nastiness because he's sick of all the talk, too. Like, in all his interviews, he talk, because he got, like, 4 heavyweight titles, and Deontay got 1 of them. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm the guy with the money. What's the big deal with you?
I think it's the splash of the knockouts, too, obviously. We live in a clickbait society, so anything that's boom, boom, pops, and obviously that's going to be pushed to the front and the top. Yeah,
it sells, but then it's like, and now, to defend Deontay, though, I do like what he said toward the end. He said, no, we're in negotiation, but, bottom line is we got to get paid. Meaning, because I think that someone finally got in his ear, I'm thinking, I don't know, where instead of because at first, like, fuck it, I'll just fight the dude, let everybody know I'm the best. Like, wait. Well, he does have all those other belts. And he's making, I can't remember, I saw the pay charts between who's making what. He's making 5-6 times the amount that Deontay's making. There's no comparison in the money. None. So he's like, man, fuck you. but it's still a trash talk. But the public still wants to see them to like, all right, well, do something. And so I get it with Deontay, like, okay, well, we're going to do this thing, but win, lose, or otherwise, I'll be damned if I'm going to leave broke. Fuck y'all. So I'm down with that.
A big payday for that.
Gigantic goddamn payday.
They're both taking a huge risk. I think different types of risk, but
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, can Deontay win against Anthony? Of course, but his boxing skills, I don't see him high enough for him.
So it would probably be more Anthony having to fuck up and lose.
He has to have an ah shit moment. He has a straight ah shit moment. But if Anthony if there's like no ah shit moment, not one, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't get into this. I like you, I don't like you, who I want to see it, and this and that. This is pragmatic. Fuck that. Call it what it is. That's all.
Y.O.D.
Ramon, you've been a student here for a while now. Share a bit of your personal story and then also your Muay Thai journey here at Extreme Power Gym.
My personal story. I guess I'll start. And since I was a kid, I wrestled from 5 years old until senior year in high school and a little bit in the Marine Corps. So that athleticism piece of me has always kind of been there, When I joined the military, of course, I went overseas and I did my time there. And when I came back, I had a lot of things to deal with, PTSD, and, a lot of personal stuff, and I just it was pretty rough. When I got done with all my struggling, I guess, and I was ready to start fighting back and using martial arts as a natural way to combat this anxiety or depression or whatever it was I was going through. I had a lot of anger too. It came out eventually, and then I remember asking Ajahn, like, look, I like it, but I don't like it because then I can't control it, and it's not cool, it's dangerous. Here it's okay.
Yeah.
Out in the street it's not, because if you don't knock the person out, they're gonna come back,
Watch out.
And so coming in here, I think what really attracted me was the authenticity of it, because I was looking for something particular. I didn't want like the MMA thing and mixing all this stuff up. I did wrestling growing up, so it was specifically wrestling. So when I found this place, it was a gold mine. I knew there was something here, and I remember talking to Ajahn about it, that I couldn't tell what it was, but it was something really good. Something spiritual, something, and it was really attracted me here to this place. And I found it on accident. I just, driving around, going to the different martial arts schools or boxing, went to Rhinos, and I've been looking around. And this was the one. And it just, and also, him being a Marine,
Yeah.
I knew that he knew what he was seeing when I was having a hard time here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
he knew how to help, I guess, and I don't know, it's just, I don't ever want to leave. I have my moments where I haven't shown up lately, but I've been going through a lot of hardships. It seems like what we have when we come over from overseas, what some of us do is, it's it doesn't go away. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
So it's a roller coaster ride, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But in life itself, that's the way it is.
True.
So with or without any kind of mental or emotional issues that we might come home with, life in itself is up and down too. Mm-hmm. It's a roller coaster ride. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. It's just we experience them, and that's just the way it is. This place here, it is family to me. Ajahn and I, there's no secrets.
Yeah.
There's no secrets. And there's only a handful of people I can say that I have that relationship with.
Yeah.
He's a father figure to me, of a positive, aside with a sober thing, that's it's this I don't know, it's just hard to explain. But even I've been after losing my mother and my brother, I called him, when I was losing my mother, and I was like, I wanted him a part of it, and he talked to me, and I won't forget that conversation. I ran into some legal issues, I ended up getting locked up, and my cousin, got a hold of my teacher, got a hold of Ajahn, and
Yeah.
miraculously, I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now. If it wasn't for things that happened the way they happened, I'd still be in prison right now.
There was this funny, if I remember it right, there's a guy who's a student, a good friend, who retired from the Marines, and he's head of, I think it's Mighty Oaks Wounded Warrior Program.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mighty Oaks Warrior Program.
Mighty Oaks Warrior Program. There was some way, total coincidental. I think your cousin called me, told me what was up with you, and then I ended up reaching out to Brandon, who got Mighty Oaks thing, told him what was going on. I think he in turn knew the attorney or whoever it is that dealt with his case or deal with the veterans and helping them and this and that.
District attorney.
District attorney.
The word that I got, I remember, was that he had a soft spot for veterans. That
Well,
was what they told me.
I think he said his dad was a sergeant major in the Marines at one time or something or another. So as a child, he grew up basically dealing, a Marine kid, and I think he could just see like his job's like a liaison. He worked with VA with that program. And so when veterans come in, they're screening like, okay, what's really going on here? Not because some people's bullshit. And he stepped in and like within a day, I called Brandon. Brandon called this guy because the guy was down at the court or whatever and immediately got involved with his situation and totally turned that thing around and helped him like that, like within a day.
I knew nothing about
He didn't know it even happened.
I was like, man, this is.
I just did it. Yeah.
I'm in there. I didn't even know what I did.
Yeah.
I kind of knew what happened, but in the moment, I had a full-on flashback when I was actually seeing the bombs and hearing. I didn't even think I told the officer to take cover. That it was really full-on. That's the most memorable part of everything to me that night. Everything else, I don't remember. So I didn't know what I did, and I didn't know if I killed somebody or what, And while I was there, I had to snap in real quick to the way they are in there, and I was like, man. And there was a couple times where, I wanted to hurt my cellie, and I remember walking back and forth because he was sleeping. I didn't even know that I was planning on doing something to him. And I was like battling, like, the good guy, bad guy thing. Like, is he going to let the devil win or are you going to, or are you going to not? If I'd have did what I would have did, there would have been nothing that people behind the scenes could have done to help me. I would have made my bed. That would have been it. So I made the right decision, but it was hard to swallow my pride, but I did the right thing because if not, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I think at that moment, that was the devil himself trying to come in between whatever positive that could happen with me, trying to stop it, and trying to corrupt it even more so. Yeah. I don't know if I would have, it would have been totally different life, man, for real. Totally different culture. When I came home and I came to see him, then I got a hug. I never wanted to like bow to you 3 times when I first saw you. Sometimes I feel that way, but I don't want to ever do it wrong when I do it. You know what I mean? Like,
You so out there.
But yeah, and
Good trip, man.
life can be. Just this place has been so. It is who I am now. I think, and I'd like to be better at this, and I'd like to fight for Ajahn. I've been saying that for a long time, but my actions just ain't matching what I'm saying. And I like pizza, and I like eating in the middle of the night, like Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes.
He's so fucking honest.
So
They don't match.
they just don't work together, You can't have no short, fat guy, old working in there like that, getting beat up by some 16, 17-year-olds,
Yeah.
That's going to hurt my ego more than it already is.
With your journey, did it help a lot? Because you did mention that the fact that you knew he was a Marine, he knew where you were coming from, he knew the mindset, the backstory, and all that. With those that are dealing with PTSD or anything military related, how important, and you said it was important to you, but how important do you think it is for those that are dealing with that to find someone that actually relates rather than just has talking points or...
It's above 100% important. I mean, it's
way above 100%.
It's so important because, with having PTSD and other things, like for me, there's alcoholism, there's drugs involved in my past, hard ones, soft ones, I'm a prize, I could tell you that, and but this place here, and having somebody who can relate to what you're going through, you know, and you're not as alone. You're not as
Right.
alienated. You know, I went home and my own family, like people, my friends that I grew up with, some of them I don't even remember their names, you know, or, but I'm alone. When I was in jail and I found out about what Ajahn was doing for me, I shed 4 tears that night in the cell on top bunk. I knew then I wasn't alone, and
No.
there was people who cared.
Yep.
You know, so all the time when I feel alone and stuff, and we're not. But if we can reach out and find somebody who can relate to us, from all the service members out there who are hearing this, find someone that you can relate to, someone
Yeah.
to talk to.
Yeah.
People, our family, they care.
Mm-hmm.
They care, you know, and we're not alone. You know, we're out here.
You ever see the? It's funny. The Netflix series, The Punisher.
I've seen it a couple times.
You ever see it? The brother that he lost his leg or whatever, and he pulled guys together and chat with them. When I watched that, so in the Punisher series, the one guy in there, I swear that, and he'll take it as a compliment, always remind me of the Punisher himself. I think of Andy. Cut man Andy. I am not shitting you. I'm like, dude, that's. He's like, yeah, okay, it's a compliment. But I see me, the brother that's that counselor. That's what I end up doing in here a lot. That, and I remember one time Bill was talking, and me, him, Andy, and some other guys were together, and he looked over at me. He said, Ruben, you're the level-headed one. I'm like, oh yeah. Like it doesn't matter how bad things will get. I just won't go. I still sit, and then I'm seeing like, wait a minute. Okay, you do this, I do this, whatever. I can see through the storm. I don't know. I don't think that's training. I think I just showed up this way. But in comparison, I see in that show, if you watch it again, when the guy, as far as the vets come back, they sit and they talk. And I mean, he's human too. He has shit that bothers him, but like he manages it, I guess, better, and not in a way where it's a competition, because everybody's suffering. It's like, who the fuck competing on that? It's like, no, because you most time you don't make it. So it ain't that. It's like, okay, well, hey, I'm doing okay. How you doing? Okay, well, I'm doing this. Oh, you compare notes on coping. I think when it's all said and done, that's what it narrows down to. And but I just listening to you talking, I thought about it, and I'm like, man, it reminded me of the Punisher, because cats would come in and talk to him, and they're just done. And he's like, well, nope, no, you're not. Just hold on. And it's things like that. It ain't about money at all. Somewhere in there is just decency and is being humane. And you see that, like when your cousin called. Right after I hung up with him, I immediately called Brandon, just like that. Didn't even wait. But then Brandon didn't wait. Immediately contacted the DA. Uh-huh. And that guy immediately, like, all this shit just happened. What if something happened and his cousin couldn't have called? Or what if he called and say, now this is me, because I was sitting there coaching, because it was all busy and shit like that when I got the call, and I took it. And, usually I'm like fixated with that. But that wasn't a small thing. And I know him and I give a shit. I'm like, hold up. I just stepped out and did it. But what if Brandon be like, I got shit to do? So many, what if? But it didn't go that way, because we all felt the same shit, and it just went, okay. Like that.
Yeah, you did mention a lot about how you have the balance of being able to relate, but at the same time, look at them. All right, get it out. Now what? So that gift, if you will, like you said, to be able to balance that yourself in order to help others is bar none. That's pretty cool.
When I came back, when I was in county, I did a lot of jump roping for a couple hours. Jump roping, the dip bar, the pull-up bar. And I had these big-ass shoes.
Hold up. This just made me think of some stuff I see on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Dude, they go in, like the one they teasing with, oh my God, the old comedian Bill Cosby. Have you seen the one they did with him? One had wears, I think he wearing some white pants and a wife beater, and he kind of squat down like this right here with this look, and he's all buffed and shit. He's like, what? It's like, I'm just saying. You just made me think about it because it was like, what did they say? Somewhere they said, man, the internet is hard. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So while I was in there, I learned a little switch with the.
Well, he made me think about it. All the exercises and shit. I'm going to get buffed.
The mindset in there was, because I would do the jump rope, and in here I would get mad when I missed, like, I swear.
Yeah. Say what you got to say.
Like, but when I was in there, I was saying, like, well, why are you going to get mad? You ain't got no time. Just keep going. And that mindset changed. And I brought it here for a while, but sometimes still I get frustrated whenever I miss, like, but I got to take that out of it and just keep going, like. And I learned a couple, 2 more extra little things that I learned with jump roping since then. But I don't know, when I came out, man, it was just, John said to me, he says, he said it right there, and at the side of the ring, and he stood back and he's leaning back, and he said, I saw something in you that you probably don't even see in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I got you out. That's why I helped you out. But if you fuck up again, I can't help you. I'll never forget that. And
I'm sorry, I can't. That was funny, but true.
and I wonder. Sometimes I wonder, like, what does he see? Because I know when I first got here, I wanted to fight for him.
Yeah.
I still want to, but I know that this isn't. He ain't giving you shit.
No.
It's not giving you. You gotta fucking earn it. And it's serious. And there's a lot of tradition that goes behind this. There's a lot of depth that goes behind this, and to wear that robe and to wear the MUSCLE, that's a really high honor. So I don't know. I kind of wonder what is it that he sees in me that I don't see in myself. That's a question.
Why don't you ask me?
I just did.
This episode is sponsored by Extreme Power Gym. First 2 classes free. Call 760-672-8860. Or come on down to the gym and ask to speak with Ajahn Ruben. Extreme Power Gym is located at 3375 Mission Avenue, Suite E, Oceanside, California, 92058. Remember, don't just listen, but be a part of the movement. Get all your Y.O.D gear at www.extremepowergym.com. All musical sounds and lyrics provided by Brian Reeves. CAPSLAPS on Instagram and Facebook. Get all your custom beats or music for the summer at www.capslaps.com.
You're a good person.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Like you radiate that's not something you can hide. My mom says, she said it to me when I was 7, 8 years old. She said, Junior, people give off vibrations. So if you don't have to think, you don't have to look. So you can just feel. You can just feel. So she said something like, it's kind of like animals and children. They're more receptive to vibrations from people than anybody else. Like if a soul is dark, they kids and animals, because like unless it's just a mean animal.
Well, if
but
the
if
guy's
it's just
ugly and the baby just cries like ah.
But I'm just saying, like typically speaking, like let's say you got a pet that's just mellow and just okay with everybody, and then a dark soul walks in. They read something. Something's just not right. Little kids, same thing. They're okay and just cool with everybody in general, and then this one person's like, wait a minute, it's a vibe thing, and then so bad, good, and this kind of thing. And I never forgot that. And then, like I said, I've always been a slightly weird, mystical person anyway. because I was seeing things, and I was real close with my big mama, and we would have spiritual conversation that none of the other grandkids did. So anyway, I tuned in, if that makes any sense. And I wish, I can only say I wish it was fail-safe, that you could always read everybody, but no. But most of the time, more than 90%, you can. And your spirit is good. You, was it the last? Maybe it was the last podcast we did. No, the one before. Yeah, the one before. Talking about a seed being planted in a bad environment, or good seed, bad seed, and this, that, and the other. This like an example where seed was good and the environment pretty much toxic, and it seeped in to the point where he's been fighting it and battling it the entire time. But the essence of his seed didn't change, meaning his seed is good. It's just got all kind of scratches and stuff just stuck, and so he's constantly peeling the shit off. It's different.
Beautifully broken.
You know, I mean, you could just tell. But then some people, you know, if he was a little bit dark, I wouldn't lift a hand for you. No, hell no. Wouldn't even think twice about it. It's like, and it's like bad gonna keep coming. No, this is good. That's challenged with more shit than the norm.
Wow.
Seriously, that's what it is, you know, and it's just that way. You're good, dude. You shit. I done had enough guys work with me, for me, around me. I work for, like I said, not this last one, but the one before when I was talking about reading the Marines. It's like it's the same thing. Like, nah, he if he was if you had been under my charge in the Marines during stuff, you would still feel some shit you're going through. But my gut said it wouldn't be as bad, because during the time when shit was bad, because I had a lot of Marines like you, and one damn near got put away for some shit he did. He abandoned me, my captain, my warrant officer, and me, chief warrant officer, and the captain in the desert during the situations. He just, man, I swear to God, he did. He just left our ass and looked.
Wow.
Well, his thing was he was freaked out because he, and I mentioned this before, and it's funny because you're similar. Like guys like him are good in combat. You can't see. It's like there's a philosophical debate says something about which being has the bigger spirit, sentient spirit, an elephant or a mosquito.
Mosquito.
They're the same. The spirit is the same. The housing, whatever, different. Now, what kind of spirit it is, we'll see how they act. So what I'm saying is, just because you're all like this doesn't mean what's inside you is the same. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, like, so this guy similar, right? And he was, you know, wasn't some big whatever, but when it's time to get down, you want him with you. Because you know he gonna battle, and if you die, you die, what the fuck ever, but not run, talk shit, piss on himself. No, just stand and fight, and this kind of thing. So anyway, but this guy's weakness was his wife. The guy that this man, and I was married at the time, he was so, his cot was across from mine, and because he was part of my crew. I don't know, we had like, damn, we had a lot of people on the crew. 12, 15 cats, I don't know, a bunch, right? But he slept right across from me. And mail call. He was obsessed with mail call. He write a bunch of letters, put them out, couldn't wait for mail call, you know, and this kind of thing. And, you know, my wife at the time, she's a Marine too, so, like, she got it. I like, hey, in a combat situation, you know, no news is good news. I mean, I ain't fucking dead. And when I can talk, I can, but it ain't like you know, you in the shit sandwich. It's, you know, this dude though, and he wrote so many letters, and he kept it turned into look like a scrapbook. I'd never seen anything like it, but whatever, I let it go. And other guys, their advice, they would drink when they could, play cards and this and that, or just whatever. But me, I would, on my downtime, of course, practice martial art in the sand, in the desert, whatever. You do what you do. You keep your shit level. So, but yeah, so it's similar. You're doing something. So anyway, this dude, he was our driver. He took us from the bivouac area to a resupply, and the captain had some things to do. The gunner had some things to do, and I had things to do. And we're all meeting up at the point to get picked up. Motherfucker didn't pick our ass up. We just sat there for hours. It even got to the point where the sun was going down and other vehicles going back and forth. Like you seen MASH, you know, something like that, you know, just whatever, right? So we saw a vehicle. I said, hey, man, where y'all, which area y'all heading to? And they said, whatever. So we got in and they gave us a ride back because we were close enough where they could drop us off and we can walk to our site. And so as we're walking, so at the time, AT&T had these giant satellite things set up where if you got to this back rear area, you could call and talk to your family and this kind of thing. And I'm looking, I saw the tack marks, like a stamp, each unit on the vehicle. All the vehicles look the same. You just got to know what to look for. And I saw our unit mashed straight. I'm like, whoa, hold up. They're like, what? I said, I see our vehicle. And I look and I thought, and I'm like, this motherfucker, he been here 6 hours talking to his wife. I didn't say shit to the officers. So I go in, and you get in there, and it's just a sea of bodies, and I'm like, fuck, you can't tell one from the other. It was just, I said, I forget it. So I went back in the vehicle, and I said, all right. I said, we'll just go back. I said, at least I know where his ass is and stuff. So I went back, and I had to tell Gunny and Sergeant Major and Top, and they were like, well, go get him, Raul. He's yours. I'm like, I know. So I got another guy in the vehicle. We driving back through the trail to go get his ass, right? He coming down the trail now. So I'm waving. We stop. I get out, and I say, hey, the fuck happened to you, man? And he goes, Sergeant, I had to call my wife. I said, dude, 6 hours?
In the combat zone.
I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking? Dude, I said, man, listen. I said, if it was just me, I could figure out something and cover, but you owe me. I said, dude, I can't cover. You left me, the chief warrant officer, and the captain. I said, you fucked. I can't save you, man. And, well, I said, all right, hold on. So I got back in the vehicle. We got behind him, 2 Hummers, and we trailed him back. And we get in and, ooh, Lord. So this is what I mean by it could have went more worse, but because I was there and involved, and I knew him, and this guy was worth it. Lance Corporal Burke at the time was his name. And, but he was great in the health situation, but that was his Achilles tendon. That was his, you know. Man, so this guy's standing there. He's standing, parade rest, you know, and all of us, we had our weapons that issued 150 rounds, locked and loaded. That's what the rifle, you had pistols, you had more, and all the other shit. Like, everybody was fully loaded, strapped, 24/7. That's what that is. That's what the environment's like. So he's standing there. But this dude's a man, though. Burke's a fucking man. I'm going to give you that. You know, the hell with rank. He's a man. I'm sitting off to the side, parade rest. Sergeant Major's here. Master Gunnery Sergeant here. A Master Sergeant back here behind him. And a Gunny right here. And I'm perpendicular to him. So Burke's standing this way facing him while they chewing his ass. I mean, voices of thunder. You think I can pull a voice and get in your ass? Ooh. Yeah. But he deserved that, dude.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No,
Man.
But I'm watching, and they got halfway through, and I'm watching this shit because, like I'm saying, at parade rest too, and I'm watching, and all of a sudden I see Burke's hand squeeze the rifle barrel hard, and I'm like, and Sergeant Major just howling, you know, and I'm looking. Because you got to keep your bearing and shit, and I'm looking like, does anybody else see this? Nobody seeing anything. Then I look up at Burke. His eyes go bloodshot red. And tears start rolling down his face. And I'm like, okay, he ain't a kid. This is a man. And he gripped it even harder, and he went to pull. I said, whoa, 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 hold on, Burke. Hold on. Sergeant didn't even see it. And he just turned. He looked at me like he was just ready to die, ready to kill. Fuck it. Which he was. He was right on the edge. I said, hold up. Hold on. I said, and he looked at me. He said, Sergeant, I can't take this shit no more. I said, I got you. I said, Sergeant Major. And he's still yelling. I said, Sergeant Major. He goes, you know, he was so into it, he didn't see what was going on. And he said, I just can't do it. I go, Burke, it's okay. I said, it's okay. I said, just hold on a second. Hold on a second. I said, Sergeant Major, can I talk to him? Sergeant, I said, can I talk to him? Whoa, and the master gun said, yeah, all right. You get a couple of minutes. I go, okay. I said, let's just go outside. We almost out the fucking tent. And Sergeant Major goes, what the fuck did he say? He says, you better fix that shit there, Sergeant. He's your Marine. I go, Sergeant Major, I got it. I said, but give me a little more than 5 minutes. I said, and then Master Gun nodded. I go to walk out, and then he yells out. He goes, if he fucks up again, I'm taking your stripe. All right, Sergeant Major.
Man.
So
That's deep.
so I walked Burke. We walked probably like a football field distance away. You ever see the Sands of Arabia movie? It's a classic movie. Like when they show movies of Saudi Arabia and the sand looked like ice cream. You ever seen that? So as far as you can see in every direction is like that. Right? Sand dune, like, I mean, just this way, that way, this way. Nothing but fucking dirt. So we just walk till you can barely see the area and shit. And he just like, Sergeant, I just can't do this shit no more. And blah, 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 blah. And this. And I listen to him. And I'm not a psychotherapist, but I couldn't help but like, how do I get to him? Because I knew he a warrior, but he was too worried about his wife cheating on him or whatever, right?
Connected with his emotions.
Like it was, I'd never seen anything like that. So, and I get this crazy ass idea. And it worked. And I said, hey man, total abstract question, and it just fucked him up. I said, you ever seen a fuck flick? He's like, so he's going off and he's crying and shit, right? And he looked at me, he goes, what? I couldn't help it. I said, yeah, you ever seen a fuck flick? And he's front like, the fuck you asking me that for? I said, hold up. I said, I swear, this is so funny, I'll never forget it. I said, you ever seen a double X-rated? And he's like, I don't know, I guess. And then I go, how about a triple X-rated? And he goes, like, I mean, total, like, what, I said, how about a quadruple? He goes, sir, what the fuck you getting at, man? I said, hold up. I said, dude.
Snapped him out of it.
No, it took more. There's more to this. I said, you married? I'm married. I said, more than half of all of us out here are married. And I said, here's the deal. I said, whatever is going on back home now, there's not a damn thing we can do about it. I said, we are 6,000 fucking miles away from there in the middle of this shit. I said, pick a direction and run. Where you going? I said, where the fuck are you going? What are you doing? I said, we got two jobs. We came here to fight, win this fucking war, then go home. If we die, we die, but we knew that coming into this shit, right? He goes, yeah. I said, so now back to the fuck flicks. He was like, because I was on embassy duty, and dude, different countries see sex totally different than here in the United States. I'm sorry, they really do. So when I was at France, Friday night, and there was no getting around it, Friday night from 10 to 2 a.m., this station called Canal Plus, C-A-N-A-L with a plus sign. It's a Canal Plus. The most hardcore porn shows on regular TV then. So you just, They laugh at us in the States like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all what? Y'all don't have sex? The hell? They totally see it different. It is what it is, right? And I told them, I said, hey man, I said, what if I'm just giving a crazy ass hypothetical. I said, what if your wife and my wife fucking 8 guys at one time right now? That image in his head, bow! He lost it. Like it's just a shutout. And he hit the fucking ground, face down in the dirt, and just howled like somebody stabbed him with a spear or something. And I just stood there and watched him. And it went on, and it went on, and it went on, till he was just exhausted, just total shutout. I went, hey. Hey. I say, motherfucker, didn't you hear what I just said? He's like, what? I said, what if your wife and my wife? I ain't say just your wife. I said, do you see me down there howling like that? No. I said, get your fucking ass up. I swear to God. And he stood up and he cleaned it. I said, man, do you understand? I said, we can't do anything about that. Even if. I said, so to hell with it. Let's do our job as a Marine. When it's done, we go back. We got to deal with whatever the fuck going on anyhow. I said, but now, drop this, man. Just stop. And I shit you not, it worked. But we walked back. And we didn't lock him up or anything. So he still stayed in his cot in front of me, but we took all his weapons, anything that can do danger, took all that away from him and locked it up in the armory for a week. And Sergeant Major and Master Gun, they like, Ralph, we still gonna hold you accountable if he fucks up again between this day and this day. And I go, all right, Sergeant Major, we're cool. I got it. This dude went on, he performed so well throughout the rest of the campaign. We get back, and he made his promotion right on time. Within 3 years, he got promoted to sergeant. By that time, of course, I was staff sergeant heading toward Gunny Select. And then we had to do Operation Restore Hope. We had to go to Somalia, which was, that shit was worse in Operation Restore Hope for us than it was in Desert Shield. I'm not kidding you. It was just, it's too much detail to try to explain. There was more weirdness with that operation because it was a humanitarian deal, where at least, I know that maybe it's the way I think as a warrior, in a normal conflict, bad guys over here, good guys here, so there's separation. And that thing, you're in the middle of it, and you're supposed to be helping this group with this group, but then this group. Next thing you know, the one you helping don't like you the next day, and then they pull a gun on you. Like, it was just, it was twisted. So it was just a whole newfound weird stress, And so anyway,
Vietnam was like that.
Yeah.
They're feeding you, and then at night they're shooting at you. And then you find them, when you got the body counts, and they're gone. Iraq was like that.
Well, hold on a second. So Burke's a sergeant now, right? So I was at the head spot. Burke was down at Mogadishu where we embarked, and I can't remember. He was in charge of a lower echelon down there, and he called me on there. We call it the bat phone, like you. Like, I don't know if you ever seen MASH. What up? I'm not kidding you, I swear. And he's like, hey, Stash Sergeant. I'm like, yeah. He goes, he says, what the fuck did he say? He says, I got this problem with a Marine down here. I was like, what? Dude, you're going to laugh your ass off. He said, it's this freaking PFC down here, man. He's just tripping. I said, what are you tripping about? He goes, he's upset about his wife and this and that. And I said, what the fuck you just say? He said, yeah. I said, wait, didn't we go through the same shit with you 3 years ago? He goes, oh, yeah. I said, okay, handle it, motherfucker. Bop. Flawless. We didn't have one fucking problem out there. So I said all that to say, that's what I'm saying, that depending on what sergeant or staff had been around, regardless how bad things were, how you finish still be different. And this is crazy as shit. So we get back to the unit, right? Out of everybody in the unit that ended up getting a divorce and had problems and this and that, his wife was a fucking angel. Like he was fucked up in his head by himself. When we got back from Desert Storm, like it was bad. One, they sent us over there, and I get it, I totally get it, because Iraq had 10-year war, so they had experience fighting in desert warfare. We never fought in desert warfare. When we stood at the quarterdeck, every single unit got this same fucked up brief. They told us that the Pentagon and all the brains and whatnot in war fighting did an analysis and assessed that they were pretty sure we were going to have 75% casualties. We're standing on the foot. I'm not shitting you. The CO, the whole unit standing there hearing this shit. We're looking around going, who the fuck? God damn, 75? It's like, yeah. That's why during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, the military got beefed up. Every single thing was plus. Like battalion plus, regiment plus, division plus, MEF plus. There was so many goddamn bodies because they thought we were all just going to fall to the wayside. So mentally, you going in this thing going, well, fuck, I ain't coming back. All of us are thinking that.
That's what I was going to ask you with that. When you do get that type of briefing, is your mindset
fuck
already like, fuck,
let's go do this shit and
no
that be it.
Happen.
I'll put it this way. There was a Marine Corps ball I had before going there. I got more drunk than I ever did my whole life. I was like, fuck, who cares? I drunk so much I was alcohol poisoned for a week.
Ooh.
Never, of course, that made me never do it again. But I'm just saying, because it was like, well, fuck it, we're gonna die anyway. I felt like it was like a remnants of watching the old World War II movies and shit. When the guys, they knew they about to go off to war and shit, and they just drink themselves silly and just whatever and carry on. And most of them didn't come back, but you know, they just told us we weren't coming back.
Yeah, to have a sergeant though like you, how rare is that within units and everything, or to have a superior that cares enough, you know what I'm saying, to kind of do a little bit above and beyond
man,
instead of saying you fucked up,
platoon.
shoot the deuce.
Yeah, they're two totally different animals. There was just things about the army that this guy knew that I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So and he was like, he was really knowledgeable, and he just had a way about him that was, he was a leader, you know, and there was a connection with him and me. Staff Sergeant Bertlow was his name. Yep. And he's still on my Facebook or my Messenger. I hear from him from time to time.
Good.
My team leader was Sergeant Tolson, and he was a white dude, and he was just really calm, you know. And I had a hard time with the transitioning with coming from Marine Corps, and then I went, you know, working at the hospital, or you know, trying to become a civilian, and transition just didn't happen very easily for me. And then joined the National Guard 2 months later, and a year later going to Iraq with these guys that I wasn't even, like, they're from Sacramento. So I was kind of like shitted out to some people that I didn't even know. Instead of going with Bravo Troop 1st 18th Cav over here out of Escondido, which I was connected with. And I had a relationship with them, so when they shipped me out to these other guys, I came back, I wasn't happy. And I felt like it was abandoned, you know, like, but you know, that's just the way it went.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was a part of history. I went during the surge, the largest surge since the Korean War, I think it was. And I was a part of that, so I was proud of that, you know, like, I'm doing what I set out to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a lot of things that came in the way, so I couldn't go with the Marine Corps, but I wasn't done, you know, and then I got a chance to go. And my family doesn't know this, but when I went over there and we were doing, you know, all the processing, you know, the before we go out there, all the paperwork and everything else like that, there was one guy who, he had just got married, because I almost didn't go. That was an extra body. I was like, oh, you know. But I had gone through all this stuff with my family and the emotions, and I was like, "There's no
Like, fuck
fucking
that,
way
I'm
you're
going."
I'm going." You know, like, and my mother and my
that.
father, they knew that. They'd be like, "What the fuck's wrong with this kid?" So, but it's something I needed to do. I wasn't done. So I met this kid, and this little taller kid, little chunky, and I said, you know, nice to meet you. You know, you got married, so go be with your wife. I'll take your place. We shook hands. I never saw him again.
So
Yeah,
he ain't have to go,
but wanted to go.
but wanted, didn't bitch and complain. That's the shit I'm talking about right there. That's the difference. And I can't, It's like I respect and admire that. That's just that it's a different thing with, you know, some people add blah, 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 blah. Give them that option, bounce. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna walk right into this shit. You can call it a little bit crazy. No, it's called courage sometimes too.
It's a capsule.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in next week as the stories continue. The Y.O.D. Podcast. We hope you enjoyed. Have a great Monday and a powerful week.